And then I'm going to choose a different note, which is on the edge of my range, and feel how that is physically different. And then have the physical sensation of coming back to that note again. So again, it's just building that another reference point really for singers to develop their musicianship.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I was going to ask anyway about other permutations of it that you've ever done. I
Can I
was
let you
also
into a
curious
secret?
to say, yeah, go ahead.
I didn't plan that exercise before we started that session. It was completely I've never done it before. I've never done it again. It was just
Funny.
completely random in the session because I knew that intonation was an issue. I do some exercises where I will ask singers to sing a chord and then I will move singers around by definite intervals. Yeah, and you've probably seen these things before, or you probably do them yourselves, tenors up a semitone, altos up a
Yep.
whole tone, la 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 la. This was actually too challenging an ask for this choir. So
Mm.
once I heard what I was getting with this particular group of singers, I actually used this exercise in the moment just as a way of scaling the challenge down.
I see. Yeah.
But it was
Yeah,
completely off the
I
cuff.
was thinking, and it actually that's awesome that it was improvised, and yet I watched
My
it and I
sins.
was thinking I could use that and I could even tweak it and I could make, and that's why I think a lot of choir directors like this kind of content too,
Mm.
is because it gives us ideas. I was thinking, okay, so I'm gonna have my choir when we come back from holiday break, we're gonna try it, and I'm gonna give them parameters like
Hmm.
vocal register has to change, or also you have to choose a note that's not in this key and then come back to
Ooh,
like that. Or
nice.
this time you have to choose a note that's in the key, but it's just a different note. There's all kinds of different ways you could tweak it.
Definitely. And I think if I were working with pros and I were doing an exercise like this, I would say you could maybe ask, you could have a sort of Mexican wave of changes down the chorus. And so if you've got them all standing in a line, the first person to change note kind of sets a new tonal center and everybody has to pitch something which is related
Mm. Hmm.
harmonically to that note. And you could try and actually move in an improvisatory way from one chord to another chord that is sort of diatonic and makes sense rather than just total chaos. And I think if I'd had more time working with this group on this exercise, that's the way I would have increased the challenge of it. Well, don't just sing anything, sing something that makes sense with whatever else is being suggested in the room. Let's see if we can make some order out of this chaos.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, I've got one more. I'm gonna share this one here
This
because
is
this is
like
actually the
Gogglebox
first
for
one.
choral nerds. Do you
Yes,
have
that's
Gogglebox in the
that's what we
States?
say again.
Do you have Gogglebox in the States? Have you heard
I
of
don't think
Goggle?
so.